this is Sonia. Welcome to Chicago. I teach you how to buy, sell, fixer-uppers, rehabs, estate sales. I'm a Chicago realtor. I tour Chicago. I do a little juicing, and I have Mike with me. We're going to come to you every single week and give you some awesome information for those that are wanting to rehab properties or those first-time home buyers that are looking to buy fixer-uppers. We are going to be here to give you every single week some valuable information on how to do that and get your property up to par if you want to resell it, or even if you just want to buy and continue to live there for a very, very long time. So I have Mike with me here, and he's Mike with
First Choice Inspectors.
Woo-hoo. So I'm going to follow him around, ask him some questions, and get to learn some stuff. So here we go. All right, Mike, so what do you have for us?
Okay, one of the things I notice in older properties is if it's a place that was built in the 1950s, one of the things you have to be aware of are asbestos tiles. So if you look down, you'll see these tiles. These are kind of like they look like a vinyl tile, but typically what we see is that the tiles are 9 inches by 9 inches square. So if you're buying a house and it's built before the 1950s and you see that we have 9 by 9 tiles, there's a good chance that they're asbestos-containing tiles. Now, here's the thing, is that they have the tiles taken up and have them removed. You have to have it done with a proper permit. You have to check and see what your local municipality requires. But if you're going to go over the tiles, like these tiles here don't look like they're in real bad condition, but when we start seeing that we get a lot of tiles that are looking like this, where we've got a lot of breaks and a lot of tears, then there's a good chance that you're going to have them removed. But if the tiles all look like these tiles here, and they're all in good shape, then you can just go over them. So I typically tell my clients, clean the tiles up, put some padding down, and you can throw some carpeting on it. But if you want to have the floor even, like for example here, we have a hardwood floor. So if you wanted to have this floor be even with this floor, these floors both having the hardwood, you would have to take these tiles up. And again, to do it the right way, you would have to have a special permit, a demolition permit for asbestos tiles. We're in Chicago, so Cook County requires certain permitting to be done. The next thing I'd like to point out is this here. So this is usually like a kind of a hidden expense that a lot of people don't expect. These walls are outside walls and are inside walls. The same basically this is a plaster wall. So we have plaster and lab. So you can see right here, this is a good opportunity to see what we've got. We've got the plaster here. You can see how we got some movement right here. Can you see that, Sonia?
Yeah.
So when I've got this movement like this tells me that the plaster is separating from the lab. So the thing is, it's twofold. So we have the wall's going to be wavy, the wall's going to be soft, so that's not a good thing. But the other thing is, when we have plaster and lab, typically we're not going to have insulation in the wall. And we all know that insulating the walls with newspaper isn't going to do too much. So nowadays we use either, we use a foam, like a polystyrene type, like a styrofoam, so to speak, or we use a spray-in foam, or we use a fiberglass insulation. So there's 3 different techniques that we use nowadays. But to do that, to facilitate putting the insulation in, we typically have to tear these walls out. So again, that's another expense that a lot of people don't count on when they're buying a rehab. That's why it's good to have an inspection done, because if a smart seller comes in here and patches this up and paints over it, and you don't have somebody check it, this might be a hidden expense, having to tear these walls out and insulate them. Otherwise, it's going to be cold in the wintertime. And we know like natural gas is not cheap nowadays.
Awesome.
Speaking of efficiency, the next thing I like to look at are the windows. So these are probably the original windows. These are wood frame windows. They're double hung, but they're single panes of glass. A place like this, they typically have storms on the outside. The storms of this property are missing because it's an older place. It's in foreclosure. It's in bad condition. But so you either have to decide when you're buying a property, do you want to tear these windows out? Do you want to put new, high energy efficiency windows in? Do you want to put vinyl windows in? Nowadays we have double pane windows. We have triple pane windows where they fill them with argon gas and really increases the efficiency. A lot of people like to keep an older house, especially if it's in a historical type area like in Beverly here. They want to keep things as original as possible. So you would have to redo these windows. And one of the things I notice here, so we've got our weights. These are counterweights. So if you look at our Sonia, you can see that this is an actual rope that's been painted over several times. But if you listen, you can hear the weight moving inside the wall. So this one is actually connected properly. But on this side over here, if we take a look, we can see that the cords come disconnected. So unfortunately, what we have to do to repair something like this is we have to take this wood casing off of here, and on the inside, there'll be a counterweight that's in here, and you would have to run a new rope and reconnect this, and this would actually have to connect to the rope, or I'm sorry, the rope would have to connect to the weight that's probably down here in the bottom of the bottom of the frame. So again, that's another expense that a lot of people don't think about. These windows are in poor condition. Me personally, I would probably take them out and put new vinyl efficient windows in.
If you like what you saw in this video, feel free to subscribe. And don't forget, if you're lost in the jungle of real estate and don't know how to invest, buy, or sell a property, feel free to go to my site at www.csonia.com.